Dan untuk membahas lebih dalam isu terkait dengan krisis fertilitas ini, koresponden CNN Indonesia berkesempatan berbincang dengan Direktur Regional Asia Pasifik UNFPA bersama dengan perwakilannya di Indonesia. Dan kita saksikan bersama.
Halo, saya Roni Satria dan terima kasih sudah bersama kami. Segmen kali ini akan membahas isu terkait krisis fertilitas sebagai krisis kemampuan dan kebebasan orang untuk membangun keluarga yang mereka inginkan. Dan sekaligus bagaimana segmen ini akan membahas Indonesia dan juga Asia Pasifik menyiapkan kebijakan berbasis hak. Dan sudah bersama saya ada Dr. Alexander Sasha Bodi Rosa selaku UNFPA Asia Pacific Regional Director. Welcome and thank you so much for making time to speak with us.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, now kita juga sudah bersama kami di sini adalah Dr. Hasan Mohta Syami selaku UNFPA Indonesia representative. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
Excellent.
All right. I think my question would be addressed for the first time to Dr. Sasha. We talk about the fertility crisis, and the deeper issue is whether the people can actually build the family life they want or they desire. In every term, what does reproductive agency look like in your perspective?
Listen, let me just go a little bit back. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily talk about fertility crisis. Let's just agree to talk about demographic shift. And we do recognize that there is certain level of anxiety that the demographic shift brings in different contexts. The concept of reproductive agency is very simple. It means that every individual can decide if, when, and how many children they can have.
All right.
And when you are talking about demographic shift, that the issue here is about denied choices. And the concept is a concept of rights and choices. You know, if you really want to see, what is happening, UNFPA conducted a few surveys, including here in Indonesia, to see, where the challenge is.
Yeah.
Desired fertility versus what is happening in reality.
Exactly.
And young couples in Indonesia, when we ask them how many children you want to have, they would tell you 2.2, family of 2 kids. But when we ask them different question on what they think how many children we actually is realistic to have, they will tell you 1. And then when you see what is behind it, I could summarize that in a few points. It's money, home or a house, job, education, a career, and something that I would call solidarity.
All right.
So money, 29% of the couple said that a financial system is not supportive of that. I mean, basically financial struggle. 20% they said they don't have a house. Then a big percentage also that they are afraid and concerned of their prospects of career. But I found also very interesting, 60% of the couples here, they claimed that lack of that solidarity between spouses and having, in most of the cases, women as the key figure for childbearing is the reason why they
It's like an issue not domestically, like internal, in their family.
Exactly, domestic wasn't childbearing, that is the burden is completely on a woman or a wife.
You repeatedly emphasis on the right and choice, and then how the desired fertility and then demographic shift, then also related to Indonesia. And now I will move to Dr. Hasan. We see that a lot of people still say they want 2 or more children, but expect they will end up fewer, particularly in Indonesia's context.
That is correct.
You see the gap, like what the factors that Dr. Sasha mentioned earlier, money, housing, job security or something. Anything else that you see it's actually the gap usually behind it?
Let me just also highlight one more thing, which is unique to Indonesia because it's a very vast and 3 time zone
Diverse,
country, so
exactly.
diverse. So there is disparities between the regions as well. So in some regions, people have higher number of children in Indonesia, like Papua, for example, higher fertility rate. or entity, but there are some areas that are lower than even 2, for example, in Jakarta or Bali or Jogja or the places like that. So the disparity, regional disparity, geographical disparity is also important. But let me just also summarize what I said in the other meeting today as well, because I think the whole issue around the decline in fertility is because we are living in a new world. It's a new hegemony. It's different from 100 years ago. It's totally a new way of life.
It's interesting you also mentioned the historically perspective of how Indonesia is growing and the challenge is also the disparity because of the diverse setting. But I'll stay with you right now. Later we're coming back to you, Dr. Sasha. Would you pick 3 changes Indonesia should focus on in the next 3 to 5 years if you know that kind of context to easier people to have children they desire?
Let me just address this instead of the people to the policymaker, your question, and highlight one factor. Indonesia is lucky and unique among other countries in ASEAN region, most of the ASEAN countries, and East Asian countries, and many other countries in Europe and other places. Because you still have a replacement level fertility.
I see.
So still on average in Indonesia, couples have 2 children. It's average. Of course, some places is lower, some places is higher. But on average, you have it still at the replacement level. And you will have it for the next at least 2 more decades. So Indonesia is in what we call it demographic bonus demography. Still the window is open for Indonesia. Even some projection shows by mid-century Indonesia will still enjoy bonus demography. But having bonus demography alone is not the answer.
Exactly.
It's not only the people. You need to invest on human capital, education and skills of the people. I have repeatedly mentioned everywhere that a working age population, young population, educated and employed, recipe for wealth and prosperity.
It's kind of a thought-provoking perspective from your end. I'll move to Dr. Sasha, and we will also move more broadly to Asia Pacific, where knowing that the Asia Pacific is aging fast at this moment, and what do policymakers get most wrong when they treat aging mainly as a budget problem instead of a chance to redesign society and the economy?
Listen, I mean, I think there is no other option. I think the challenge is not in aging. The challenge is not to be prepared for aging. UNFPA is recognized that they are fiscal concern, that they are valid fiscal concerns of the government, concerns of their pension system. And the key question here, how are we prepared for that new aging society? And in our case for UNFPA, what kind of policy packages we are providing government with in order to be ready for that time? If you're looking on a global level, by 2050 there will be 2.5 billion people over age of 60. 1 in 4 in Asia Pacific by 2050 will be over the age of 60. And when you're looking at Indonesia, and Hassan can always correct me if I'm wrong, Indonesia started that process of shift in 2021, and 1 in 10 is basically that ratio in Indonesia of the population over 60. So obviously for us it's important that we put packages forward, policy packages forward that will help the government to be prepared for that time. And there is something else that is critical. For UNFPA, it is the key issue. How do we prepare society and help society to look at the elderly population not as a dependence, but as active contributors to the economy?
Okay, Dr. Hassan, Dr. Sasha, your time is very precious with us today. Thank you so much once again. Dan itulah tadi diskusi kami terkait bagaimana krisis fertilitas dan juga solusi-solusi yang akan dibawakan oleh UNFPA tidak hanya di Indonesia tetapi juga di region Asia Pasifik. Saya Roni Satria, terima kasih, sampai jumpa.